What is up, Rafaelitos? Welcome back to my channel. We are at CJIA International Airport. This is the entrance, the Welcome to Guyana sign at the CJIA International Airport. It's the exit. And of course that is the now well-known roundabout. Alright, Guyana, we are full of roundabouts now. That's the welcoming roundabout. But what we're here to do is to take a look at the update on the Courtyard Marriott. So this is the Courtyard Marriott here at CJIA International Airport. Last time we were here, this hotel was still far from being completed. But now that we're here again, it seems as if it's fully done. It's well done. Now let's see what has happened since we were here. The last time we were here, they hadn't yet painted the hotel in its final colors. Some parts of it had base coat of paint, but now, as you can see, the final colors have been applied to the hotel, and what you can see is a brown light wood color at intervals along the front facade. That is the north facing side of the hotel. Or I guess it's east. I think it's like east or northeast. This is the northeast facing side of the hotel. So what you can see is that they've put a light brown color paint on the sort of accents. And the main colors are a light gray and a off-white. So there's an off-white and a light gray, and then some windows seem to have a bright green, like a fluorescent green color on one side. And this apparently is the final design colors of the hotel. Now let's see what it looks like from the outside. This is the entrance, the front entrance. As you can see, the fence is completed. There's somebody standing on the guard hut at the entrance. But that's the entrance. As you can see, the fence, that is the perimeter fence, is a concrete and steel. Slats, spindles, has steel spindles or metal spindles. I don't know if the metal is steel. Metal spindles. It seems as if they haven't yet installed the exterior lights, but you can see the place where lights, I guess, will eventually be installed on the exterior fence. Right, that unpainted part of the vertical, the posts. That's probably where the lights, the final lights, the perimeter lights will be installed. So that has not yet been finalized. The fence is white. It's kind of flat white, and the metal part of the fence is gray. So these are the final colors. See these vertical spindles? They're gray. I don't know if that's coming through on the camera. But that's the exterior part of the Marriott. That's the perimeter. Now you can see on the inside, there's still a few people working on, I guess, the final. Somebody working on the finalizing the paint. But what you can see is the entrance, right? That's the lobby area. Underneath, I can see a kind of bright orange or red on the ceiling. Right, so I'm describing the colors for you. There's a kind of bright orange on the ceiling, and risers, these vertical barriers are now vertical, but they can be turned horizontal. So this is the entrance. As you can see now, the lobby area, entrance to the lobby area, the ceiling has some kind of red slats. I don't know what that is, but it seems as if it's close to the final aspect of the building. Now the what appears to be, what is it, the ground floor area is a dark gray, right? So there's a dark gray which also forms part of the front facade of the building. So you can see there's a dark gray and a light gray. Now this horizontal section on the ground seems to be a corridor which might be leading to a dining area perhaps and bathroom facilities. At least based on the layout of the Courtyard Marriott, I'm assuming that's what's happening here. This is the entrance to the lobby area. Right, that's the entrance. Lobby area. Entrance. And then there is a kind of circular driveway. To be able to get there with your car, you'd have to drive, I guess, left, go around, and then I guess there's a parking lot. There's also a parking lot on the other side. So there's a parking lot in front, and you'd be able to drive around the parking lot area to be able to get to the lobby, so that you could probably offload luggage and passengers. This is the entrance, guys. This is the final aspect, the final version of the Courtyard Marriott. As you can see, it is within a stone's throw distance from the actual airport terminal. This is the air bridge, the sky bridge, which is close. And this is what it looks like now. This is what the Courtyard Marriott looks like. Now I've been talking about, I can see now that the fence is not fully painted. It's going to be white, I guess, or grey. You can see there is a light grey and a flat white. I guess the flat white is going to be covered up with light grey eventually. But yes, as I was saying in the past, one of the reasons why I'm critical about the infrastructure being built in Guyana is that it is not uniformly of a high standard. But this Courtyard Marriott sets a standard that we expect, just like the Marriott and the Pegasus Suites and Corporate Center. Those two buildings, and this one now a third building, the Courtyard Marriott here at Timeri Airport, at CJIA Airport, set the kind of standard that we expect infrastructure to meet. And it hasn't always been the case, right? Infrastructure that is being built has not always been the case, and that is the reason for the criticism. But a lot of people don't seem to understand that it's not just that stuff is being built, but what is more important is the quality stuff be built. Now in the distance, that is looking towards the entrance of the CJIA Airport, you can see there's a new building going up there. We're going to take a look at that later on in another video. But a lot of what is constructed here is being done at some standard, substandard levels, and it is in the rare case that we're getting the kind of construction that you expect for a developed country. So this is the Courtyard Marriott. It's being built by a Chinese construction company, and it is one of the very few bits of new infrastructure in Guyana that appear to meet international standards. And that's because, of course, it carries the Marriott brand, and normally this kind of branded hotel follows a model, an established design and construction model that is established internationally. Right, so all over the world you'll find it Courtyard Marriott, or what is it, Marriott International, and so on. The Marriott brand sets a certain standard for the facilities, and unfortunately that standard is way above what is typical for Guyana. And that is why when I criticize the infrastructure and people don't understand, it's because I'm actually comparing it to a standard that I have in my head, because I've traveled around the world and seen what is the international standard. But when I'm criticizing what is being built in Guyana, it's because it doesn't meet that international standard that I carry around in my head. And when I see comments in the comment section of this video that are complaining or condoning or disapproving of my criticism, I wonder who these people are. I mean, really, if you don't recognize poor quality, then you will accept anything. And I think because of the current state of the country, Guyana is now one of the fastest growing economies in the world. It's important that we build what we build in this period of economic growth meets international standards and being built to last, so that when oil economy eventually goes away, as it will, what was built with oil wealth will remain and will last. And I don't understand why that is not even clear or obvious or logical to the people who are making negative comments in the comment section. Anyway, this is the back of the hotel. You can see this is the perimeter wall, a solid wall compared to the front, which has vertical slats. As you can see, what is that? Copa Airlines, one of those airlines on the tarmac, about to take off. That looks like Copa. It's based in Panama. But yes, this is the Courtyard Marriott. This is the back side of the Courtyard Marriott here at CJIA International Airport at Timehri. And as you can see again, I don't know if the fluorescent green is a final color or if it represents some kind of cover that has to be taken off eventually to reveal something beneath it. But this is what it looks like on the western side, or the southwest face of the building. As you can see, again, the colors, now there's a deep brown, right? It's a deep brown on the ground floor, which I suppose is some kind of tile. And the building itself, 6 floors, all right, 5 on the ground floor. The building itself is a light gray and a, what is that, off-white. It looks in person like it has a tinge of green in it. It's like a light gray. So there's a very light gray, and a darker gray, a darker shade of gray, which is the accent color. Right, so the accent colors are dark gray and this dark brown in the middle. But I said this perimeter wall on the back is solid, and behind this wall is the hotel's physical plant. Normally includes things like your power generation, auxiliary power generation, you know, the generators, your water treatment plants, facilities, your sewage systems, pumps, and so on, the water pressure pumps, and the cooling facilities. So So for cooling the building, things like your central air conditioning units, all of that, your water heating units for hot water throughout the building, all that is usually part of the physical plant, and that's located here in the back of the building. And that seems to be complete. In fact, the last time we were here, I think it already looked as if they had completed most of the physical plant. What you can see right now is that they've actually painted it. They've completed the paint job on the physical plant. It's kind of windy today. I don't know if you can hear the wind. I'm trying to use an auxiliary mic with a sound damper. So I don't know how successful I am. I'm going to know eventually when I upload this video. But yeah, this is the rear of the building. You can see the physical plant in the back has been completed. These are the water evaporation and cooling systems. In the back here, I suppose there's a kitchen nearby. This is the loading dock, loading zone for putting in or depositing hotel supplies and so on. This is what is happening here, guys. This is the Courtyard Marriott. So we're heading what is it, south north towards the runway. I think this runway runs east-west based on the direction of the sun, so, or northeast and southwest. Rubis gas coming in as aircraft fuel coming in. That's a Copa airline taking off. That's a Copa. Copa Air just taken off, heading to Panama. There are direct flights now from Georgetown, that is here in Timeri, to Panama and Colombia and of course the Caribbean. But these are new routes being added. Coming, I think later on this year, there'll be direct flights to Europe with KLM, I think, to Schiphol in the Netherlands. So this is where we are. We are at Timeri International Airport, CJIA International Airport, looking at the Courtyard Marriott relative to the airport. This is the Courtyard Marriott. You can see it's completed. We're now looking at the north side of the building. This is the north end. Alright, that's the north end of the building. This is the control tower. Of course, there are guys working on the control tower. You can see there. Guys doing maintenance, painting, I suppose. Painting the exterior wall of the control tower. It's air navigation services. The very control tower sign says that. You see that? The sign says air navigation services. Timeri control tower complex. It's all giving you the relative position of the Marriott, Courtyard Marriott, and that is in relation to the tarmac, right, in relation to the airport. That's the Courtyard Marriott looking at the north end of the building. That's the north end of the building. It's almost complete. This is where this area, of course, is where the construction materials for this operation have been stored in the last couple of years that the airport has been under construction. And straight they'll actually build a new terminal building, in which case the location of that new terminal building is as yet unknown, at least to me. Right, but this is where the terminal building and the sky bridge, right? The sky bridge is here, located here, and about 50 meters away is where the new hotel, new Courtyard Marriott, is located. So that is the Courtyard Marriott Hotel. It's located about 100 meters or so from the departure area, from the arrival area. That's where you get out of immigration, you arrive in the country. You can actually walk this distance if you don't have too much luggage. You can walk over to this Courtyard Marriott, and it seems as if this is going to be the official hotel here at Timeri. I don't know if there are other hotels that will eventually be built, but this is the first one. Courtyard Marriott here at Timeri, CJIA International Airport. Now, my assessment is that I'm quite impressed with it. I think they've done a good job. The construction of some other, seems like a smaller aircraft leaving Timeri. A smaller aircraft leaving Timeri. Didn't get a chance to see which one it is, but like I said, and it's kind of noisy. You can hear the sound of the aircrafts leaving. But this is what it looks like here at Timeri. There seems to be a bit of land. I don't know if this is going to become long-term parking or short-term parking, but it seems as if it's very close to this hotel, and it might in fact be reserved or space to build other structures. This is the Courtyard Marriott. I am impressed, like I said, to give my assessment. I'm impressed with the final structure. Those of you who were looking at the very beginning, they had a display of a painting of what the building would look like, kind of billboard, and the final structure does not have the same colors as the billboard structure in the beginning, but it is very close, and these final colors are actually better. They look a lot more, the colors pop a lot better, a lot more than what the display on the billboard showed in the beginning. But this is it, guys. This is the Courtyard Marriott here at Timeri, CJIA International Airport. It's finally been completed. It's in the final stages. The painting of the exterior walls seems to remain, and the installation of lighting fixtures, like I said, on the outside of the wall. I already know what that looks like because they've done the same thing at the Timeri, at the Georgetown Marriott. The Timeri Marriott seems to be a very close sister hotel in terms of its design and construction. This is what's happening here, guys. If you want to see more content like this, click like and subscribe. This is the almost final version. I am going to visit it again to see what it looks like when it opens finally, or maybe I'll take another visit in a month or so to see what it looks like when it opens. You know, it's its final form. But this is what it looks like here on the 17th day of March 2025 at, what is it, about 2 p.m. almost 3 p.m. If you want to see more content like this, click like and subscribe. Share this video with friends and family around the world. Let people know what's happening in the fastest growing economy in the world, Guyana. These seem to be some interesting floodlights for the parking lot area. They seem to be located. I don't see a whole lot of parking spaces. My estimate is that they have maybe 50 parking spaces for cars in this parking lot. So it's rather small, which is why I assume that eventually the area to the south or to the north, that area that is still covered in surrounded by zinc sheets that eventually will become part of the parking area. I don't know. But this is what's happening here. If you want to see more content like this, click like and subscribe. Share this video with friends and family around the world. Let people know what's happening in the fastest growing economy in the world, Guyana. Later!